Now we can see all the club we have listed in our database, and we also able to add new club to our database. The very next thing we are going to do is we are going to delete a club. Okay, the process is very much similar to adding a club, but it is way more simpler than this. Okay, so let's try it. In your delete, this is our delete button. When someone click on this delete button, we are going to do something. So we need to make a action listener. Okay, to make a action listener, you know what it is. We required a v1. It's attach an event listener to the element, you see. Okay, you can see the API reference by clicking on here. Just click v1 here. We need to specify what kind of event we want. We want a click event, and we want to declare a function delete handler. Actually, let's take this inside a curly braces, so we can pass a anonymous callback, anonymous arrow function. Okay, and it will take two parameter. First one will be e for event, and item.id. item.id, that mean all the item we are looping through here. Here we are looping all the item from club list. Okay, and every item has an attribute of id. That's why we are just passing like this. Let's try it out. Let's declare a function with name of const delete. Actually, let's make it delete item handler. It make more sense. It is also a asynchronous function. Item id. Okay, and we need to return from here as well. Item delete item handler. It's, and we didn't change the name of this. Okay, our function is delete item handler. Okay, I think the problem is with the bracket. We don't need this bracket, I think. So let's get rid of it, this curly braces. Yeah, it is working perfectly. Let's try it out. When someone click on this, actually let me prevent the default attribute e.prevent default. After that, console log the id of every item. Item id. Save it once again, reload the page, and Control L, click on delete. You see, you are getting the id of this Bayern Munich Bundesliga. Okay, once again just click here. Every element has an unique id. This is the default MongoDB behavior. In every item or every document they add a id. By using that id, we are going to find from that database and we are going to delete. Okay, so let's do it. In mutation, we are going to create another mutation with name of delete club. Just copy everything from add club and paste it below here as well. This would be delete club, and let me export this as well. Delete club. Here console log will have only id instead of, here we'll take an id attribute, and this is a mutation. Actually, let me do this by GraphQL localhost GraphQL. Here let's create another mutation with delete club. Here it will take a parameter of id, that would be, actually let me fetch all the items so we can see IDs. Clubs ID name. Okay, let's delete this FC Barcelona. This is an ID, for example. Mutation delete club ID would be this, and we'll get back ID name and league. Okay, actually we don't need to get back everything. Okay, this will optimize. This is the main feature of GraphQL, it can optimize. Okay, copy this and paste it in the place of mutation. This is our own mutation. Okay, this ID will come from this parameter ID. Okay, let me do like this, so it will be little bit more readable and everything looks okay to me. I don't need to delete item. Let's say delete item, save it and use this delete ID inside Vue.js. Okay, here we need to import that as well. In mutation comma delete club, here just call this delete club. Delete club, the first will be state, first parameter, second parameter will be ID, and next we want to update after deleting any item. Okay, actually we can store that inside a variable, so let's do it. Const deleted club is equal await. Let's try it out. Reload the page, just click on delete. ID is not defined, something went wrong with this ID. This should be item ID instead of ID. Okay, so once again reload the page and clear this console, and once again click on delete. It's deleted Real Madrid. Let's click on delete. Barcelona has been deleted. That means everything is working perfectly. Next and the very last thing we have left is we have to update any item. Okay, so we are going to do this very soon.